conjuring up a witness? You know, it's kind of sad. This whole mess is coming to a finish. I'm feeling a letdown.
You're going to miss badgering, intimidating, and insulting the people in that chair, aren't you?
No question about that. But you know what really disappointed me? I expected more of a fight from you and Meyson. I mean, I was all geared up for battle, and I knew I was going to win, but I expected some scars. You and Meyson just wimped your way through this trial.
We represented our client to the best of our ability.
Oh, now you see that as the exact kind of talk that really confuses me, makes me wary about what's going on here. We represented our client to the best of our abilities? That doesn't sound like Julia Wainwright to me. I mean, you and I had been in the trenches before, sweetheart. You called me all sorts of names. You got down as low as I did when you got Victoria off the hook.
Nobody gets any lower than you, Timmons.
Ah! Yes! That's the kind of talk I like. You're probably sorry Victoria's rotting in jail right now that you're shacking up with her husband, aren't you? What is it? You're not going to roll over. You and Meyson got something up your sleeve. Yes?
Get out of my way.
I read you like a book, counselor.
Read this, Timmons.
Miss Wainwright, excuse me, someone just called. There's a fire in your home.
Samantha.
Oh, I should have known you were having an affair with Julia. The two of you have been working non-stop on Cruz's case. Meyson, I am not a fool. You have been looking for an excuse to have an affair with her ever since you got back. And Cruz's case was just the perfect excuse. Although I must think, I think it was rather tacky of you to go to this cheap hotel. Or maybe that's all part of the excitement of the whole thing, huh?
Stop it.
No. You make me sick. Julia makes me sick. My husband, my friend. What do you think I am, Meyson? Some kind of an idiot?
Will you shut up and listen to me? I didn't go to that hotel to have an affair with Julia. I let Keith think that, but it was just a smokescreen to throw him off the track.
Oh, liar.
Oh, I'll do more than that. I'll go to District Attorney Keith Timmons. I'll tell him who you are and where you are. Then the police will come and get you. And they'll want to know why you didn't come forward on your own. I guess you'll have to tell them that your son, the defense attorney's been hiding you.
No one must know that I'm planning to testify.
Oh, enough of the mystery. I'm so sick of the veil and your secrets and everything else.
I'm not concerned with myself.
Oh, don't give me that, Pamela. You're just as greedy and selfish as every other woman that C.C. Capwell ever married.
Maybe, but there's a young man's life on the line.
Well, I can't help that. I mean, that's his tough luck. I don't know Cruz Castillo anything.
Oh, how can you be so heartless?
Because both of my hands are tied behind my back.
You'd let him go to jail for life?
There are worse fates.
Oh, yes. You'd let him suffer for a crime he didn't even commit.
How can you actually be sure he didn't kill Elena? You can't, can you? I didn't think so. If Cruz goes to jail, that's his problem. I'm gonna... Well, I know when my bread is buttered, I'm gonna stay with Keith.
Yes, well, if you had any loyalty to that Timmons man, you'd have never let him not know all this in the first place.
Well, if you knew anything about the Timmons man, you'd know what my reasons are. But you're seeing to it that I don't have any. And once he finds out that Julia and Meyson have a secret witness that they've known about all along, he's gonna break this case wide open. But tell you something, Pamela. I can't wait to see you up on that witness stand with Keith ripping you to shreds.
All right, Gina. What is it that you want?
You make me sound so demanding. I want what I've always wanted from the very beginning.
Why don't you spell it out?
All right, Pamela, dear, I will. I want you to make me a deal. A very sweet deal.
You okay? You look sad. You're not giving up on me, are you?
I would never give up on you.
Okay. Because I mean, I'm gonna beat this. There's no way. I'm gonna beat this here.
You know, you don't have to put up a front for me. I know you have to be realistic.
Didn't Meyson tell you?
What?
We got a witness. There's a new witness, somebody who's got some great information or something that's gonna bail me out. They're gonna spring him on Keith at the last minute.
Well, that's got to be what Julia was talking about. Maybe it's that woman, the veiled woman who was at the Laser Palace that night.
Yeah.
Cruz, I promise you, you're going to get cleared. And then we're going to be together.
Right, that's the way I feel it's gonna happen now. She's gonna do it. She's gonna turn the tide. We'll be together.
She sure is.
I am not lying. If you would calm down for a minute, you'd realize that.
Keith saw you at the hotel, Mason.
Keith's filthy little mind jumped to a very predictable conclusion, and I did nothing to correct the misperception.
I am not naive. You would never have allowed Keith to believe that unless it were true.
I would to protect this witness for Cruz.
A witness?
Yes. That's who was in the hotel room. Probably the one person who can keep Cruz out of prison, and I'll do anything I can to protect them from Keith. That's why I let Keith think what he wanted to about Julia and me. I had hoped you would understand and trust me, but I see now I was asking too much.
And that's the secret that you and Julia were keeping from me?
Yeah.
Oh, Mason. I'm so ashamed. You know, I thought that...
It's all right.
And then Julia, you know, she's not going to forgive me. The things I said to her...
She'll forgive you. She'll realize that we were asking a lot of you.
Why couldn't you have told me sooner?
It wasn't possible. You see now the kind of pressure I've been under?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, really. I'm really sorry, Mason.
Victoria, I know you've been under a lot of pressure, too, but lately, well, you've been acting very strangely. You're a nervous wreck one minute, the next minute you're acting like you don't have a care in the world.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't think I react to pressure that well, you know?
Well, I'd like to help you with it, but you have to tell me what it is. The trial? Movie? What?
You know, I really appreciate your concern, you know, but I'm sure that once the trial's over, I'm going to be fine, you know, and I don't want to cause you any undue pressure or anything.
Well, I'd like you to be at the trial today if you feel up to it.
Really? You really want me to be there?
Yeah. I think it's important that the family present a united front against Keith.
Oh, I thought maybe you wanted my support or something.
Well, of course I do. I need your support. I want you there. I'll get it. Mason Capwell.
Mason, what is it?
There's a fire at Julia's.
Oh, I don't know what happened. I was warming up her formula. She started to cry, and then all of a sudden, there...
It's all right. It's all right, honey. Mommy's here.
It's a small stove fire, Mrs. Wainwright. Sort of a bad combination of events. Your babysitter did exactly the right thing. She got the baby out of the house in time, and then she called us.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Did any smoke hit her? Did she breathe in
None
any
at
smoke?
all. She's just fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to come over personally and thank you for inviting me to the wedding. I'm very honored. I know that it was a very difficult decision to make.
Well, Dr. Nicholas, I really think that it's important that we put what happened with your daughter in the past. And I know how close you and Jeffrey are, and the last thing I want is for him to feel overwhelmed by Capwells at our wedding.
You're marrying a very compassionate woman, Jeffrey.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
Excuse me.
So this is a very exciting time for you. I think the two of you are going to be very, very happy.
I think so, too. Yeah, absolutely.
Look, Jeffrey, is CC causing a problem? Look, as much as I want to be at that wedding, I want to be there for you, but if my presence is going to cause some kind of a conflict between you and the rest of the family,
No, that's not the case at all, really.
Then why? Why are you so distracted over something?
Hey, I'm about to march down the aisle very soon on. I'm in, you know, pre-wedding jitters. So it's just pre-wedding jitters.
Look, I've got to run off to the lab before I go down to the courtroom. Kelly, I want you to know that I do not believe that Cruz killed my daughter. And I'm pulling for him. Excuse me. You're quite welcome. Excuse me.
Well, that was nice of him to say.
Yeah, it was.
Listen, that was the caterer on the phone.
Wait, was there trouble with the Yorkshire pudding?
No, he's still confused about that empty seat next to you. I thought you settled that.
Yeah, no, I will.
That's what you said before, Jeffrey.
And honey, I love surprises, but when it comes to where my husband is going to sit and who's going to sit next to him at the wedding, those kind of surprises I don't like very much.
It's my mother.
What about your mother, baby?
She's alive. My mother is alive, and she's going to be at our wedding.
Pamela?
We have a lot in common, Pamela. We've both acquired a taste for the finer things in life. We were both married to C.C. Capwell, and he managed to dump us both without a dime. We've got a real sisterhood going here. I think we should keep it going by splitting everything 50-50, right down the middle. And I think C.C. Capwell's going to open his pocketbook nice and wide to get rid of you. And I'm going to be there all the way to tell you exactly how to do it.
That's enough. I can't make you any promises for the future, but I'll give you half of what I've got, half of everything, as long as you don't let anyone know I'm going to testify.
I suppose I'd swear to it for the right price.
I dare say you would. I dare say you'd slit your own mother's throat if it's what you wanted.
Sticks and stones. Oh, I see we both have the same religious convictions. You should open to the book of Ecclesiastes. Let's see, chapter 10, verse 19. A feast is made for laughter, wine for making merry, but money answereth all things. I knew there was a reason they called it the good book.
Remember, nobody must know I'm going to testify.
Oh, I think it's ought to buy my silence for a few days.
Listen, I've given you half of everything.
Everything that you've managed to squirrel away so far. And I got a pretty idea where you got it from. So I know that's just the tip of the iceberg. I want you to split everything you make 50-50 with me while you're in Santa Barbara.
You don't give me much choice, do you?
No, I don't. It's not that I don't trust you, Pamela, because, believe me, I do. But why don't we just make it official?
You've really thought of almost everything, haven't you?
Not almost. I have thought of everything.
Now, if this is the woman, then she must know something that's going to prove your innocence.
Yeah, and anyway, all Mason has to do is just create, what do you call it, reasonable doubt in the jury's mind, and I know he'll be able to do that.
Of course he will. He's a great lawyer.
Yeah.
He's going to clear you, I promise.
Right. Sure has been incredible, hasn't it? But, you know, as painful as most of it has been, when I sat there listening to all those people who got on the stand and held up my character, well, it meant a lot to me to hear all those nice things they said about me.
It was all true.
I guess I never realized how many really close friends I have.
You just have to face the fact that you're a very well-loved man.
I wish I could be well-loved by you right now.
I do too. You know, I thought coming here and talking to you was going to be enough, but it sure isn't. I wish I could just be in your arms, be with you, fall asleep with you.
The next time you think about what I know you've been thinking about,
it's going to be the real thing.
Извините, вы не знаете, когда начнется заседание?
Через полчаса, мистер Кэпвелл.
Спасибо.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Would you tell me what's upsetting you so much?
Nothing's upsetting me. I'm
Don't
fine.
patronize me. You're going through hell and it gets worse every day.
It's the trial.
It's not the trial, Cece. I know when you're hiding things and you're in constant touch with those men you hired. For God's sakes, just tell me this. Are you in any kind of danger?
Do you have any idea how much I love you? The only thing that scares me is the thought that I might lose you someday.
Maybe you'll never lose me.
I don't tell you very often. But I know how lucky I am. Because when you came back, I found the love I thought I lost forever. I don't intend to take that chance again.
Elena Nicholas was your half-sister.
Yeah, and Mason's.
Oh, my God. Pamela must be devastated.
Well, she's a very strong woman, but you can imagine what she's been through. So that is why I stress again, it's very imperative that your father not know she's here in Santa Barbara at this moment, okay?
But maybe if she was at the Laser Palace that night, she's going to have to testify for Cruz.
Yeah, well, that's what Julia's pushing for, but Mason seems to think he can win this one without a testimony.
Yeah, but if she can help him in some way, why not try?
She didn't see or hear anything that can help him. Look, anyway, it's all been decided she's not going to testify, that's it.
But, Jeffrey, everything that's happened to Cruz, anybody could say anything that would help him get out.
Cruz is going to beat this one, I'm sure of it, okay? Just believe that.
Yeah, well, the papers don't seem convinced of it, Jeffrey. You've read the headlines.
Look, Mason is one of the best defense attorneys there are. He would never jeopardize Cruz's freedom unnecessarily, never.
No, I don't think he would.
I've told Pamela all about you. She's very excited about the wedding.
I can imagine she is.
I can't wait for you to meet her.
I can't either. In fact, I want to meet her as soon as possible.
I'm sorry about the kitchen, Miss Wainwright, but all I could think of was to get Samantha out of here.
It's all right. Really, it was just an accident. You couldn't help it. Why don't you just go home now, okay?
Okay. Right. I'll be in touch.
All right. Thank you.
Got a lot of smoke damage in the kitchen, but all in all, you were pretty lucky.
Well, as long as she's all right, I don't care about anything else.
Oh, she's a beautiful little girl.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
I'm going to leave this door open so you can get some fresh air.
Terrific. Thank you. I'm sorry, Monkey. I should have been here. I'm just under so much pressure right now, and I want so much to be a good mom for you. I love you. Don't cry. Don't cry. I'll stop crying if you stop crying. Okay? All right, Monkey. Ooh. Pamela, what are you doing here?
We had a date in court, remember?
I was going to pick you up.
Yes, but too many people were finding out where I was, so I thought it was safer if I came here. You've had a fire.
Oh, it's all right now, as long as my baby's all right.
I didn't even know you were married.
I'm not.
May I? What's her name?
Samantha.
Oh, you're a beautiful little girl, Samantha. I gave up my little girl when she was even smaller than this. I tried to keep track of her progress through the years. Sometimes I just wanted to see her, to talk to her, to hold her. It's too late for any of that now. What about her father if you're not married?
He's not involved with raising the baby.
My goodness, I am surprised. You'd think he'd want to be involved with such a beautiful little girl.
We should get to the courtroom. I let my babysitter
go, so if there's a room at the courthouse that I can put a crib in, I'm gonna call my secretary and have her sit with her while court's in session.
Well, she's all right. You're both all right, thank God.
She's fine. Mason, your mother stopped by here on her way to the courthouse.
So I was just calling to see if Miss Wainwright and her baby are okay. Oh, they're fine. Well, no, I was just concerned. Thanks for the information, okay? All right, bye.
The presentation of the defense's case in the Cruz Castillo trial today. Evidence and the reaction of courtroom observers seems to point toward a conviction. Legal experts are baffled as to why Mr. Castillo's defense was handled in this manner.
I've got to get down to that courthouse. I have to get down to the courthouse. Mrs. Whitcomb, I have to go out for a little bit. Would you mind watching Chip, please? I'll be back in a couple hours. Thank you very much.
What was that you said, Mrs. Catford?
I just wanted to be here to see how things were going for Cruz. I hope they find him innocent.
Thank you.
And I suppose I'm also looking for a way to put Elena's death behind me.
You're a really strong man, Dr. Nicholas. I hope for your sake they find whoever did this to your daughter.
I hope so. Thank you.
Wish we had more to go on and just hope. Well, we do.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm really not supposed to say anything, but Mason and Julia think that they have something that's going to blow the whole case wide open.
Eden, that's wonderful.
Hi. Cruz, haven't I seen you somewhere before?
I'm not going to be in those for long.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi, honey. He looks encouraged.
Yes, he does. Mama, he's going to be through with this really soon, and we're going to be together. I know we are.
No.
You should both be inside. I want the jury to see you there when they come in.
Mason, is everything going as you planned?
I think we've got it under control. Yeah?
Good. Thanks, Mason.
Mason, please tell me, what's this new information you have?
Who told you about it?
Eden, but she wasn't specific. What do you have planned?
I can't tell you, Sophia. We're just hoping it makes a difference in Cruz's case.
Do you really think you can clear him?
We hope so.
I am so proud of you.
Better get in.
Mother, it's all right. It's Jeffrey. Open up.
Maybe she went out for a walk.
No, she would never risk it being seen like that.
Well, Jeffrey, maybe she changed her mind and decided to testify.
No, there is no way that she can take that witness stand. No way.
Were you tell me what you're so afraid will happen to her?
I'm not afraid. We just decided that she wasn't going to testify, and that is the way it's going to stay. I'm sure Meyson would never betray me on something as important as this.
How could he betray you by helping Cruz? He's Cruz's lawyer.
Yeah, and Pamela's son.
Let's stand around here and argue about it, okay? I mean, Cruz's trial's going to start any minute. I want to be there.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
Excuse me. Defense counsel gone back into the courtroom yet?
I haven't seen Mr. Capwell, but I believe Miss Wainwright's in the conference room.
What the hell are you doing dressed like that?
Well, don't look so shocked, CC. Why are you so surprised to see your ex-wife wearing a veil? It's the latest style. Besides, I heard you were looking for a woman wearing a veil. Won't I do?
Go to hell.
Well, actually, I'm going to go in and watch Cruz go to jail. Then I'm going to look for Sophia. Maybe I can tell her where to get a veil. Though I don't think she can really carry it off. She hasn't got the eyes for it. She'd be better off just putting a paper bag over her head.
Julia.
Yes.
Meyson around? Julia, I asked you where Meyson is.
Yes,
Dad.
I'm not sure.
I have to talk to Julia
Look,
alone.
I need to talk.
Dad, I don't have any time. The judge will be here any minute. We have to discuss the new development.
Make sure you take care of Cruz.
Do my best. He's the last person we want you to see.
He hasn't changed very much, has he?
Not much.
Julia, would you mind, my dear, if I had this last moment alone with my son before we undertake this momentous venture?
Not at all. I'll see you both inside.
Thank you.
Julia, I need to talk to you just for a second. I know it's a bad time.
Victoria, court is about to reconvene.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I know all about the surprise witness and the hotel and everything, and I wanted to apologize for jumping to conclusions. I just assumed that you... Well, look, my insecurities are a lot closer to the surface than I thought they were, and sometimes it gets a little scary, you know?
It's all right. It's all right. Just, everything's straightened out.
Well, you really feel that way? I mean, I need to know that you really feel that way.
I understand why you did under the circumstances.
That's what it was, yeah. It was under the circumstances. That's why I said what I said. Are we still friends? Oh, good.
Must have felt strange being that close to Dad after all these years.
Yes.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Besides, I've got to face them all in a minute or two. It's time to stop hiding.
I'm sorry about this.
It's all right, Meyson. I know how much you've tried to protect me from all this. And I know your friend Cruz is a very good man. I'm so proud of you, Meyson. And I love your little child.
When did you see Chip?
I'm not talking about your son, darling. I'm talking about your daughter, Samantha. I could see by the way you looked at her that she was yours. And I've seen Julia looking at you all week. You've got yourself into quite a tangled mess.
Yes, I have. And there's no way to untangle it at the moment.
I know that, and I wasn't trying to pry. Oh, Meyson. Meyson, I'm so proud of you. I'm thrilled that you've given me my first grandchildren.
It's going to be good having you back in my life again. Now, I want to get you to a room that's a little bit safer, huh?
What are you doing here? Meyson, what the hell have you gotten her into?
What's with the outfit? You're about to give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
You may be seated.
Mrs. Capwell, we've had a great deal of testimony here as to why your daughter Eden stayed away from Mr. Castillo after she returned to Santa Barbara. Can you tell us why?
Yes, because she had convinced herself that she would be a burden to him if she couldn't walk.
I see. In your opinion, Is it possible that Mr. Castillo had an affair with Elena Nicholas?
Oh, no. Absolutely not. It could not be possible. He was devastated when he thought Eden had died. I have never seen a man so shattered, and even when she did return, he was still in a state of mourning. We were all very concerned for him because of his inability to come to terms with her death.
You're a witness, Mr. Timmons.
Where is Meison?
He's ready and waiting.
Oh, well, Your Honor, I see no reason that we rehash all this, but since we have such an attractive lady on the stand, I'll put a question to her.
The court has no interest in your commentary, Mr. Timmons.
Yes, Your Honor. Mrs. Catwell, you're married to the well-known C.C. Catwell, aren't you?
That's right.
Are you in love with him?
Yes, of course I am.
Have you ever been unfaithful to him?
Objection. Your Honor, the question is not only irrelevant, it's insulting.
Gary Hart had to answer the question.
This witness is not running for public office.
Well, no question.
Objection sustained. Mrs. Capwell, you may step down.
Thank you.
Miss Wainwright, you may call your next witness.
The defense would like to call Mr. Harold Jenkins.
What, hey, wait, I don't have any Jenkins on this. We haven't even talked to or even heard from this witness, Your Honor.
The defense begs the indulgence of the court. This matter has just come to our attention. The co-counsel for the defense is investigating.
If the
Your Honor, excuse me. Your Honor, I am convinced that Mr. Jenkins' testimony has urgent bearing on this case.
If the witness has any bearing on this case, we should have heard of him from before this. I strenuously object to this witness taking the stand, Your Honor.
Overruled. The witness may be sworn in.
Your Honor, this procedure...
I've made my decision, Mr. Timmons.
All right. It's not going to make any difference anyway.
Look, we agreed to it. She's not testifying,
Will you calm down and listen to me?
Yeah, I listened to you once before, and you double-crossed me.
I did no such thing.
Look, I'm telling you, she's not going to testify. I'm taking her out of the courtroom right now.
You're not taking her anywhere, Jeffrey.
Are you out of your mind? They could accuse her of murder. Now, what do you want? Do you want to put your own mother's neck on the line so that you can have your moment of glory?
Jeffrey,
is that what it is?
Jeffrey, it wasn't my decision. It was hers. Besides, there's nothing you can do. Everything's been set in motion.
I don't give a damn what's in motion. Mother, let's go, please.
No, please, Jeffrey. He's telling the truth. It was my decision alone. He's been completely honest with you.
Look, you don't understand the risk you're taking here.
Yes, I do. I do. But an innocent man could be committed for a crime he didn't even commit.
Cruz can get out of this without your testimony. Meison, tell her that, please. Now.
I wish I could, Jeffrey, but I'm not so sure anymore. She could be his last chance.
Jeffrey, darling, it's time for me to come out of hiding. I've been hiding too long. I'm nervous, yes, of course I am. But I've got, for the first time ever, my two sons here to protect me.
Mr. Jenkins, can you please tell the court where you were on the night of September 24th?
Out on Sandfly Road, behind that new Laser Palace place thing there.
Do you have any idea what time it was?
11:01 p.m.
How can you be so sure about the exact time?
I have a digital watch with a little light and an alarm and everything. And when I heard the noise, I looked at it.
What kind of noise are you referring to?
Well, at first I wasn't sure what made the noise, but when I looked up, I saw that a metal can had fallen over, and somebody was running away.
From the Laser Palace?
Sure looked like it. They were getting out of there fast.
Mr. Jenkins, did you get a good look at this person?
Yes.
Fine. Can you please describe to the court what this person looked like?
It was a woman. I'd say average height. She was wearing a veil.
Cece, are you all right?
Quiet! If I do not have quiet in this courtroom, I will have the room cleared.
I object, Your Honor.
On what grounds?
On the grounds that I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know this witness existed. I didn't know anything about a mysterious veiled woman.
Your Honor, Mr. Jenkins was out of the state. It was very difficult finding him.
Well, maybe the police could have helped find them quicker if you'd been up front with my office.
Your Honor, what Mr. Jenkins saw didn't seem basis enough for a manhunt on its own, so the defense employed a detective agency to locate the witness.
Would this happen to be the same detective agency that the defendant owns and that the victim used to work for?
Yes, but that's hardly relevant.
Well, why don't you let somebody else judge the relevance of this since you've been popping so many witnesses into the witness box this afternoon?
Your Honor, if I may go on, please.
Miss Wainwright.
Your Honor, I've been informed that only moments ago, the veiled woman that Mr. Jenkins described has been found by the detective.
I don't believe this. Where's Alan Fudd? What is this, a joke?
I have never been more serious in my life. Your Honor, may I call the witness?
I object, I object, I object, I object.
Overruled.
Why did I know you were going to say that?
Because in spite of your behavior in this courtroom, it's possible that at some point in your career you opened a law book and you realized that if this new witness has any information regarding the innocence of the defendant, then it's the responsibility of this court to hear it. Do you have other questions of Mr. Jenkins, Miss Wainwright?
No, Your Honor, thank you. And I'm expecting my key witness at any moment now.
Mr. Timmons, do you have questions for Mr. Jenkins?
Oh, no, Your Honor. Along with the rest of the court, I'll wait with bated breath for the mysterious veiled woman.
You've known about this witness, haven't you? Jeffrey won't stand in the way of my testifying. He knows it's the right thing to do. I just wanted this last moment alone with you.
I don't understand. We're going to have a lot of time together from now on.
Yes, Mason, but it'll never be the same again. The last few days, I've had the opportunity of getting to know you, of watching you, and finding out what sort of man my son has become.
Well, I hope you've been pleasantly surprised.
For years, I carried around the image of what I thought you'd become. I thought that CC would turn you into a carbon copy of himself with a thirst for money and power. But instead, it isn't the case. You have turned into a passionate and caring man. I'm so very proud of you, Mason. I am very proud.
If you'd said that a year ago, I'm not sure I would have believed you. I spent a long time, most of my life, really, not being very proud of myself.
Well, that's all going to change now.
I'd like nothing more.
It's true. When we walk into that courtroom, we're going to hold our heads up high. You, Jeffrey, and I will be very proud. CC may hate us, but we'll give him no choice but to respect us. The three of us are going to go in there together for the first time as one family.
Mother's testimony, Jeffrey. Mason even said so.
He should never have let her come here.
Pamela admitted it was her decision. He didn't force her to come. I think she knows what she's doing, and I think she's right.
Yeah, I'm taking one hell of a risk at the same time.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's true. Jeffrey, why would she kill her own daughter, and why do you think she would be in any danger of being accused of murder?
Well, Cruz is innocent, and look where he is.
Will you stop for a minute and think about what you're saying? David, I know it's an emotional time because your mother's back, but use a little logic. It was Cruz's gun that killed Elena. It was his fingerprints all over it. Elena even told my father that he killed her. That's why he's being tried. If there was one shred of evidence that Pamela was connected to it, don't you think the police would have found it by now?
Jeffrey, you're going to drive me from the courthouse. I'd rather you did it now, rather than when I'm standing on the witness stand.
No, I'm not going to try and stop you. You go ahead.
You're a very lovely young woman. I can see why my son fell in love with you. Please. I need both my sons beside me now. Chin up, boys. It's only a beginning, but it's a new beginning.
Your Honor, I'm beginning to wonder if this witness even exists. I mean, we have a veiled woman in the courtroom right now. As far as I'm concerned, we can put her on the stand.
Is that your witness, Miss Wainwright?
No, Your Honor, most certainly not. And if the court would grant just a few more moments of indulgence.
Your Honor, let's say we put a stopwatch on this indulgence. The prosecution would certainly like its fair share.
Quiet, please. Miss Wainwright.
Your Honor, my next witness is now entering the courtroom and is ready to testify.
You know who that is, don't you?
Thank you.
Raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name.
Pamela. Capwell. Conrad.